Greetings, I'm Tim of Govberg, and welcome to the world of Vacheron Constantin. Today, I'll be your guide to the proper usage, care, and maintenance of your Vacheron Constantin Patrimony moon phase retrograde date. Now, it's important to note this is an automatic winding timepiece, and the natural action of the wrist winds the movement. But should you wish to manually wind it, simply begin turning in a clockwise direction with the crown in its first position flush to the case. 20 to 30 turns will be sufficient to start the movement, and you'll know it's operating because the balance, the oscillating ring on the back of the watch, will be in motion. You can now set the time, the date, and the moon phase, and the watch will continue to wind itself up to the maximum rated power reserve of 40 hours. But should you wish to fully energize the watch by manual means, simply continue turning in a clockwise direction. Due to the bridle-style architecture of the mainspring, it slips to relieve any excess strain, so you cannot accidentally overwind the watch. Simply listen for the subtle click or tick that signifies the mainspring is slipping and the watch is fully energized. Now, to set the timepiece precisely, you pull the crown out to a stop. At that point, you can set the time. However, it's important to note that this complication does away with the dimples and case-side pusher correctors common to complicated timepieces that are often used for adjusting moon phase, adjusting retrogrades, adjusting calendars. Here, every adjustment for the secondary functions is performed with the crown in its first detent out from flush. By turning in a clockwise direction, you advance the retrograde date. The retrograde date travels only in one direction, so if you overshoot, you simply continue around and resume back to the correct date. By turning in a counterclockwise direction, you advance the moon phase indication at 6 o'clock. Now, there are three primary areas of hazard with respect to the handling of your watch: water, magnetism, and shock. Water is the greatest threat. It's important to note that though this watch is water resistant to a rated 3 ATM or 30 meters, that is a static test depth and does not represent any kind of indication on the part of Vacheron Constantin that you should use this watch down to 30 meters of physical water. The watch is effectively water resistant to protect against splashes while washing hands or inadvertent exposure to rain during a sudden downpour. But take note, though the watch is water resistant, leather, a natural porous material, is never water resistant. Thus, you should always keep a leather strap remote from moisture. Now, water resistance does require some help from the owner. A water-resistant watch can avoid accidental drowning if its owner remembers never to turn the crown, pull it out, or use any of its subsidiary functions when the watch is in water or even if there's moisture on the case, as this action can bypass the seals and introduce water to the interior of the watch. It's also important to remember that unlike mechanical specifications, water resistance is not a static feature of a timepiece, and gradually, as seals age and lubricants dry, the watch will be relatively less water-resistant. Therefore, Vacheron Constantin recommends on an annual basis having the watch water tested at an authorized service center to ensure factory-rated hermeticity is retained. While magnetism is not as damaging to your timepiece, it is unseen and it is ubiquitous. A magnetic field can alter the state of the ferrous hairspring within the balance of your timepiece, effectively its heartbeat. When it goes into a sort of horological arrhythmia, your watch may run fast, it may run slow, but in any case, keep the watch remote from speakers, subwoofers, high-powered wiring looms, as well as the closures of refrigerator doors, purses, and wallets. Keep it remote from MRI equipment, as all of these can magnetize your watch. If you suspect due to erratic running that your watch has become magnetized, take it to an authorized Vacheron Constantin service center where specialized equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize your hairspring. Shock and concussion, however, can cause more permanent damage. A fine mechanical timepiece is vulnerable to the types of concussive activities that may be experienced by those partaking in golf, tennis, batting, the riding of motorcycles, ATVs, or mountain bikes, as well as firearms marksmanship. All of these should be avoided while wearing the timepiece. Finally, every 3 to 5 years, Vacheron Constantin recommends a comprehensive overhaul for a mechanical movement. This can continues the maintenance process started by proper care, and it will involve ultimately reconditioning of your watch to a factory-like state, refinishing of the case, replacement of worn straps, restoration of watertight integrity, as well as cleaning, oiling, and adjustment of the caliper itself. Now, this should be performed exclusively at an authorized service center of Vacheron Constantin, where specialized equipment, factory parts, and trained personnel are available to protect the value of your watch as both an instrument and as an investment. Moreover, only these agencies are authorized to back all labor and parts invested in the overhaul with a Vacheron Constantin factory service warranty. Finally, visit our website at govbergwatches.com and call, text, or email our experts who will be happy to walk you through every phase of the ownership process of this or any Vacheron Constantin fine timepiece.